Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Ridiculous. Not not a lot of people's favorite person right now. Not acting the way people want me to act. Nothing else matters. Yeah, pretty much. Nothing else matters anymore. I not acting the way people want me to act. And it sucks because I wish I could. I really do. I don't know if anybody else is going through this shit either, but I wish I could. I wish I could act the way people want me to act right now. I really do. I wish I could be back to being good time Charlie, right? That's what everybody wants. All right, that landed on Aries. We got Aries, we got Saturn, and we got 2. Stability, balance, discovery. Saturn, control, structure. Aries, I heard there's a bunch of planets in retrograde in Aries, and what do we got? The star card, intuition. Oh no. I'd like to be. I'm getting back there. I plan on being fun. I like to be fun. I like to mirror fun energy. I like to have fun. I don't know if anybody else has gone through this. It's just what yeah. I don't want to be fun just to be somebody's entertainment anymore. I'm tired of it. I could see it in their faces. They're like, what is it? The dancing chicken, right? Oh, let's go see the dancing chicken. And the kids sneak into the back of the tent, and the chicken is actually on a stove, and they make the chicken dance faster. They just turn the heat up on the stove more, right? Oh, this chicken jumped off the stage. What we got here? Let's say a couple cards that came out with this one is the Gentleman, the Sun card, and the Tower. A lot of messages about bureaucracy, red tape, having to make those leaps of faith. Definitely the focus of the Gentleman. Oh, I could have sworn the Gentleman had a different card. This is what happens when I'm live. Interesting. Interesting. I did not know this. The Gentleman has 2 cards in this deck. The Prince and the Pauper are both in this deck. Interesting. I did not know that. The first time I've seen this one. Learning something new every day. All right. We've got the Crossroads here. The quintessential 22 Crossroads. Basic message. We'll get a 3D, 40, 5D for what's going on here. For those of you who are at the crossroad decisions. The Fox, too. Path, decisions, direction. The path taken reminds us that the quintessential motive in the world of fairy tales. Many hero and heroine is made at this critical point. The road taken will influence what happens next. Where the crossroads appear in your spread, you have choices to be made. Which direction will be the best one for you? There are many faces. There are many faces. These are the subconscious thoughts helping you make the most of this card. Do you take the left or the right path? You must weigh all possibilities to make the right decision. This card won't give you all the answers, but the nearby ones might clarify the situation. Pay attention to all options available to you. The closer to the card it represents, the more time sensitive the decision is. Sometimes the worst things we can do is not make any decision at all. I tell you what, that's something that drives me nuts. When I'm at a crossroad, when I don't know what decision to make. Or when I'm not in charge of decisions. I actually had a video pop up from Mel the other day from Golden Ray Twin Flames. And he was talking about how we all have an obsessive need for control, right? Try to control things. And we do it one of two ways. We either, and he called it out so beautifully too. He was just like, we're obsessed with controlling what we can control. So you'll either be obsessed with trying to control people around you, or you'll be obsessed with controlling yourself, or you can even be so obsessed with control that you push everybody away in order to maintain control. And I was like, that's very, very true. And I mean, that's really what a lot of even the obsessive exercising and eating disorders come from. What? It's an obsessive need to control. Anorexia is an obsessive need to take control over your eating habits, right? Not saying it's bad to get healthy. I'm just saying you gotta see what your intentions and your mindsets are really on when you're doing things. All right, the 3D definitely has a focus on the divine feminine here. It's the main energy that's coming out, right? The main energy that's coming out for sure, right? We got the 3 of Wands here. This is someone who's definitely working on conjuring, casting, and creating on the 3D, right? Preparation, intuition, foresight. This person has that all going in her cauldron back there, right? There's definitely a bit of a defensive energy, but this is also defending one's beliefs, right? Moral fortitude, definitely for sure. 9 of Pentacles, but keeping their focus on that for sure. This is someone who's definitely spent a lot of time being forced to stand their ground within their own personal beliefs, right? Someone moving on from third-party situations. We always say that too. Third-party situations does not necessarily mean somebody's cheating. It definitely means that someone is being influenced or trying to be manipulated by an outside force, right? This is someone who feels like they've been carrying a lot of other people's burdens and they're ready to just tote their own light right now, right? That 10 of Wands. But I'm not carrying other people right now. Is the energy that I'm getting. And it definitely goes along with the mood that I was talking about that I've been in lately. It's what? It's I'm not your entertainment. Right? On the 4D, this person's coming off. I feel like they're getting a lot of defensive energy for sure, right? Get the reverse 4 here. We've got the 10 of Wands again. This is definitely someone in movement mode, right? Had to organize. You got the trail there, the mountain coming down, right? Definitely feel like journeys that are happening. There's definitely some not so great connections, endings of connections going on here. Trying to find that balance with all of that, right? Trying to come to terms and balance with all of that. There's definitely get the 7 of Wands reversed here as well. I feel like this person definitely gives off the vibe on the 3D that they are more closed off and more shielded than they really truly are, right? This is definitely someone who still feels overburdened by all this past energy for sure. They're not as shielded against it as you think they are, right? They're not as unaffected as it might appear to be, right? They're still highly, highly burdened. As much as they're like, oh, I'm only focused on my own light, and that's what you see on the 3D, they're still highly burdened by all of this. And they're still definitely trying to come to terms and balancing out that shadow and those light aspects, right? That's also the Sagittarius card there. What's the 5D have to say? The 5D says that there's a lot of movement still happening, right? There's a lot of movement that needs to be happening, right? There's definitely that crossroads, decisions being made, someone trying to come back into their own power, listening to their intuition, getting ready to make some moves on the 3D that's taking them a lot of strength. They've had to build up a lot of strength to make these moves, to get into a position to make these moves, right? Kind of got that tiger by the tail with the strength card is always what my favorite saying with it anyway, right? Getting control of the tiger is the bad decision bagel. You guys know that story, the bad decision bagel? It's a story that was a meme that goes around on Facebook all the time talking about, I'm eating a chocolate chip bagel and my dog wants a bite, but I won't give them a bite because it's got chocolate in it and they don't know that it's bad for them. And sometimes the universe not giving you what you want is its way of, it's not that it doesn't want to give it to you. It knows it's bad for you. You don't realize that it's bad for you. And at the bottom, it says, and here I am over in the corner chewing on my bad decision bagel, right? And it's kind of the universe helping you grab, get a hold of yourself and being like, what? Get that out of your mouth. It's bringing in balance, right? The Two of Pentacles is all about balance and adaptability and learning learning new skills and learning how to balance out certain things. A shadow card and an oracle card. Definitely got what? This is me, for sure. When making these decisions, is this you? Is that who you truly are? Are you broken? Are you beat down? Are you just getting up, right? I always get the feeling with that one. It's like they thought they had won. They thought they had dropped me to my knees until they heard, so mote it be, and I stood up. All right, we got a bunch here, right? There's definitely a call of allowing yourself to be more vulnerable. Now, this I would say is definitely for new situations because we get super defensive when we're constantly dealing with old situations that we've had to defend ourselves a lot in. This is a call for allowing yourself to be a little bit more vulnerable, right? Standing firm in your strength, though, right? You can be vulnerable, but be solid in who you are, right? Allow synergy, allow the universe to work, allow it to guide you and pull you and lead you in certain areas, right? Creation here, right? This is all about breathing into life, right? Breathing in, speaking it, thinking it, and speaking it, and breathing it into life and being creative and adaptable. That's what the main message was on the 5D there, right? Learning to be adaptable and creative in these things, and a lot of reflection. There's been a lot of reflection going on, especially since the winter solstice for a lot of people. It is time to start having fun with it again, though. Let's see. Messages from the deck of many things. Good morning. 555 on the clock. Let's see. Ego says, once it falls into place, I will have peace. Spirit says, find peace and the rest will fall into place. Yes, it's why you're not having synergy. It's why you're not getting messages, things like that. If you feel disconnected, it's because you're thinking that you need to control everything and be in control before you find peace. And really, it's about letting go of the reins. Right? And there was always a saying, too, that Case over there at Everyday Masters used to say, he's like, letting go of the wheel. Like, we're so gung-ho to try to keep our car in the lane and da-da-da-da-da, and we want to be in control, and sometimes you got to let go of that control. And whenever I hear that message, I always think that stupid song, I crashed my car into the bridge, it crashed, I let it burn. Sometimes that's what it needs to do. If letting go of the wheel crashes and burns some bridges, that might be exactly what you need in your life. You might need those bridges burned for a reason, because you're not burning them yourself, right? In the beginning, the universe was created. This has made a lot of people angry and has been widely regarded as a bad move. You don't get to know what I do with my time, and you don't get to say you're not doing all right. Remember it, write it down, take a picture. I don't give a fuck. For sure. Sometimes it's letting go of people that were trying to control you as well. If you've had to spend a portion of your time defending who you are and what you are, and against somebody who beliefs were fundamentally different than yours, it's not so much that of letting bygones be bygones and things like that. You can drop it. People can have different beliefs. I've lived in the Bible Belt for 20 years. I've partied alongside Christians all the time and stuff like that. And I'm considered more of a liberal progressive, and there's a lot of like Republican conservatives around here, and we all get along. Why? You don't talk politics and you don't talk religion in mixed company. That's just good manners, right? So if you're stuck with somebody who's constantly bringing up points of, right? Like if you know someone's a flat earther, you don't sit there and get in an argument with them every time you see them about flat earth, right? You have to learn to let it go. Be like, oh, well, that's what they believe. Fine, that's what they believe. We don't have to sit here and talk about it every single time. Be mindful of anybody who wants you to talk about it every single time. What? They're having the same conversation over and over and over and over again to eventually, hopefully, try to brainwash and gaslight you into believing the way they believe. They think if they have the conversation enough that they'll reprogram you. Gotta let some of that shit go, right? Let it go. They don't get to know what you do with your time, and they don't get to come crawling back saying they ain't all right now. They didn't want to take your advice. Remember, you were wrong. So be like, no, go do what you believe and prove to me how right you are, okay? We got no one saves us but ourselves. We ourselves must walk the path. What do you really want? You have to put your past behind you if you ever want to move forward. And I got, I'll be your huckleberry. Blessed be. All right. Whenever I get blessed be, that's my sign for saying it's done. All right. You got the this is me. Remember that you're being genuine and true to yourself. We got the fox and we got the crossroads here. So there is definitely a call for being mindful of those who can be manipulative, right? And those who can lie a lot, for sure, with the fox. The fox is the trickster, the one that's going to try to trick you into making the wrong decision on your crossroads there. Right? Be mindful. Those pretty words. All right. The main energies today is Aries, the warrior. I got a lot of energy of being smart, being, if you're going to play the game, if you know what the game is, then you should be able to read your opponents a little bit better. We got Saturn, structure and control. Try to stick to those healthy routines. We got 2. Try to stick to those healthy routines, but you want to be able to discover more ways to be adaptable. And we got the star here at the end, right? Definitely listen to your intuition, your guidance, and what is calling you, right? And what still stirs you. All right. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I love y'all, and I'm going to be back as soon as I can. I promise.